feel like I'm still in discovery of who Zach really is, man, because a lot of times we'll have the ideas of who we are and what we are. But I'm learning too that sometimes circumstances can tell you so much about who you are rather than you just explaining it. Yeah.
So everything I look forward to never happened, but God did that in order for me to become the man that I am today. I had to experience these losses. I had to experience the detour in order to be who I am.
And doing it scared. Doing it scared is such a big thing, man. And I feel like a lot of times in our community, we try to plan, and all of a sudden we done planned and ain't did nothing at all.
Because a lot of people think they finished already. A lot of people think their picture's already painted. They just waiting for it to be handed to them.
You getting hit with something hard, what you gonna do? You're back against the wall, how you gonna react? Are you going to feel sorry for yourself?
This might be my last one.
This might be your last podcast episode? Oh, well, what's next, brother?
I'm taking the... Welcome to another episode of Trade Truth Podcast. Today I have a special guest, somebody that I just met recently. Well-intelligent young man. You know what I mean? It's funny. This is somebody that possibly I grew up with in a small chance, but not even knowing, man. But this is a wonderful young man. I see a bright future for him. You got a lot of potential, and without further more introduction, go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man. What's going on, y'all? Zachary Bell. I'm the founder of Black is Arts, a multimedia platform celebrating all forms of Black creativity, artistry, and expression.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So I always start off every episode just asking my guests, how are you doing mentally?
I'm doing good, bro. I appreciate you asking, man. It's a good week for sure. Last week was probably one of those getting over like some milestones and stuff
Yeah, for
like
sure.
that, you know. Transparently, I've been on a job hunt and everything for a while, probably for like the last 3 going on 4 months. But it's honestly turned into one of the best things that's happened to me, dog. Real talk. Just giving myself more time to work on myself, get into my passions, launch Black is Art. You feel me? Get in the gym a little bit. I need to lock in when it comes to that. You feel me?
You ain't the only
But
one.
stuff been good, bro. I appreciate you asking.
For sure. So what do you, let me see if I can rephrase this in a better way. What I want to say is that time gave you the ability to grow, but also stepping away from time could have cost you financially. And then it could have played a effect on your mind as well, too, being the fact that you don't have the job that you may have want.
Yeah.
So talk about a little bit like the journey to 4 months, like, you know, as far as in growing, what aspects other than, you know, just like the gym and your passions have you grown in? Like, what about mentally? What has time allowed you to grow mentally, or how has that impacted your mental health?
For sure. I think that the last 4 months has given me the opportunity to grow in my faith, man. And I thought that I was strong in my faith before, but you know, when you're back against the wall and it's you and God, that's when you really figure out, do you really trust God?
Yeah.
And it's like, I say that I trust God out loud, but deeply, like spiritually, do I trust God? And I'm realizing that trust is something that is built over time. And people say that, oh yeah, I trust God and I have faith, but it's built just like anything else, man. It's almost kind of like a muscle. And sometimes you feeling like, all right, God got me no matter what. And then the next day it's like, all right, man, I need you to go ahead and make this stuff happen for me. So the last 4 months has really helped me just to have complete trust and surrender, you know what I'm saying? And just understanding that, okay, God, whatever it is and wherever it is that you want to take me, I'm just going to let you do your thing and I'm going to show up every single day the best way that I can.
So how did you prepare yourself mentally for that? Because like you said, like 4 months is a long time, you know, without a
Yeah.
job. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I'm
Yeah, it
pretty sure
is.
you've had some opportunities, or you had
Mhm.
some room to where like it looked like it was gonna be an opportunity or something that looked promising and it wasn't.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
how did that still impact your faith or mental health? Because with me, or I feel like with anybody else, when you see something bright and you like, man, I know this shit gonna work. I know this gonna pan out for me, and it doesn't, it's like, damn. All right, like, is this shit
Yeah.
meant to be? Do I need to do something else? Or like, do I
Yeah.
need to do another lane? Or am I even doing the right thing? So how did you remain faithful through it all? Because I know
You
you, like you said,
yeah,
surrendering.
you're really speaking my language right now. So when I was working at Verizon, I wasn't super duper passionate about my role per se, but you know, went to school, graduated from FAMU, got my degrees in business administration, both my bachelor's and master's. and then went to go and work in corporate America.
Mhm.
So, of course, any college student coming into corporate America, I always um, compare it to being like a freshman on the basketball team in high school, right? So if you a hooper, you play AAU all through middle school and
Yeah.
stuff like that, you go into high school, you like, oh yeah, like I'm him. I'm him. I can ball.
Mhm.
But all of a sudden you got them seniors that's on varsity and they've been balling for a while and they don't necessarily notice you him.
Yeah,
But that
exactly.
doesn't take away from the fact that you still know your abilities, but you still got to show up every day and prove everything that
Mhm.
you're capable of. So every day working in corporate America for like my first year or so, that was kind of a little bit of a struggle, especially being that I know all the things that I did in college, what I was able to accomplish and just the type of trajectory that God really has me on, right? But still being at the bottom of the totem pole, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like you the
Mhm.
rookie.
Exactly.
And also seeing going into the office and seeing what is possible as far as, like, what people have achieved, but seeing exactly what I don't wanna be too, people that have been in the same spot for
Forever.
30 years, you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And not knocking it, a lot of those careers are admirable, but it's just not necessarily something that's for me.
Mhm.
So, and getting back out there, this whole transition has really had me thinking like, "Okay, do I really wanna work in corporate America? Do I want to be stuck on a hamster wheel of, okay, you go to school, you get a good job, you work, you buy a house, you marry somebody, you retire.
Mhm.
Nah, bro. Nah. So I'm so glad that I've gotten this redirection right
Yeah.
now because in the midst of this redirection, it's made me realize that okay, I will never ever treat another one of my roles like I will never be dependent on it again, man.
Yeah. Mhm.
Because if your name not on the front of the building, they can let you go any
Easily.
point in time.
Easily.
Real talk. So I will now use it as a tool to continue to invest in my passions
Mhm.
and to get me in other rooms that can really get me toward where it is that I want to go.
Exactly.
And I've had the opportunity to really look into and ask myself, what do I actually really want out of this life? And instead of dreaming about where I can go in this life, start taking actual steps to make that thing happen. You feel
Exactly.
me?
That's the
I know
important
that you
thing.
asked me what's kind of happened to me over the last year or so, excuse me, over the last few months that really have shifted my mindset. And you know how sometimes you'll be working hard for things or for roles and you not
Yeah.
end up getting it. That's happened to me plenty of times, man.
Mhm.
I can remember applying to roles, having that initial screener, having that first interview. I'm like, man, I'm about to bag this role.
Mhm.
All of a sudden, hey, Zach, we're so sorry. We decided to restructure how we're doing the next role. We would still love to have you, but we need you to reapply because we're starting the whole process over. Or, hey, man, we've decided to go another direction with an
Mhm.
internal hire. And it's just all reaffirming my belief that, okay, the spaces that I may be in or that I wasn't, it was just there for a season. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
for
saying?
sure.
So, yeah, brother.
It's for a lesson. And I always, I've been in that phase too. It's like a lot of people, and I'm gonna be a buck right now. A lot of people don't speak about that transition after high school. I mean, not high
Yeah,
school, but
after
college.
college. Yeah,
After
no,
college,
they don't, bro.
nobody talks about, and they don't teach you
Yeah,
about that shit in college itself.
they
Because
don't.
when I first came out, I was lucky. I was one of the luckiest. I promise. I don't
Hmm.
know anyone else in my career that just got it
Yeah, for
instantly.
sure. For
You
sure.
know what I mean? So with me, I took that step. I'm like, all right, cool. I had got an interview the day after my graduation. I got an interview, and I was like, man, I'm finna bag this. Like they know who I am. Matter of fact, it was in Orlando. So I'm
Hmm.
like, man, I'm finna be able to go back to
It's
the
a good
city.
city.
I started text people like, hey, I need a house.
Yeah,
Everything finna work out. Boom, interview went well. They told me in the interview you did well. We thinking about hiring you.
yeah.
Boom, go to the second interview. I'm on Instagram posting. I'm like, yeah, like y'all I bagged the job, did everything. Hey, we decided to move on with somebody that got more experience. We think you should start somewhere smaller.
And it's
Crush
just
me.
and it's just that dagger,
It's
man.
like it's like you
Yeah,
tell me I did good. You in the interview I did good, but I'm still not qualified for you. And it may
yeah,
be because I lack experience. But granted, but also got to understand I'm fresh out of college,
yeah,
and a lot of people don't look at that. But the whole reason I said that is because everything always looked good, and I think, like you said, it's that dagger. I don't think nobody ever talk about that feeling like
yeah.
going through these. Like it could be anybody, even somebody that want to work at McDonald's that really need the money. Like
Mhm.
you feel like you walk in there and it's the best opportunity, and it's alignment between everybody and
Mhm.
it don't work out. And it's
Yep.
like, damn, like, okay, is this for me? Like you said, like, do I want to work in this field? Do I want to change what I'm doing? But it don't look like that happened with you. You stay faithful.
Yeah,
So
bro.
my next question to you is, you know what I mean, just as I seen you, we met when? Last month, right? We
Yeah,
met
we
in
met. I think it was
March,
top of the top of
top
March.
of March.
Yep, in
So
person. Yeah,
it,
at
it,
Press Play. Shout out
shout out
Charity.
charity,
Shout
man.
out
Like, and I
Charity.
and I gave
Little
charity her
Issa
flowers.
Rae. Yeah. Hey, Black is Art launched because of Charity, man. Like
Yeah.
real talk. So I had a convo with Charity back in, I think it was November, and I was telling her about Black is Art. Mind you,
Mhm.
I wrote Black is Art down back in like May of 2024, man.
Mhm.
And it was just sitting inside of my notebook. And I ended up running into it as I was going through a few things. And I'm like, dang, okay. 2026 definitely gonna be the year that I launch it, that
Yeah.
I start doing stuff. And I remember being on the phone with her. I'm telling her about it. Mind you, I'm like, you know how it is when you're explaining what it is that you want to accomplish, or you trying to explain your vision to people
Yeah.
that aren't necessarily small-minded, but they just don't always see it. So I'm like, damn, does she see what I'm saying? She understood exactly what I was saying. And she was like, yo, when she used to explain 20 somethings media to people,
Mhm.
they were kind of, cock their head and like,
Yeah, me and
I
her
don't
talked
really know.
about that.
But it's all good though. So shout out Charity. I love seeing other creators and big kudos to her. In our conversation, she gave me a lot of tidbits about just taking the action and just going ahead and doing it and doing it scared. Doing it scared is such a big thing, man. And I feel like a lot of times in our community, we try to plan, and all of a sudden we done planned and ain't did nothing at all.
Exactly,
So
and and
yeah,
and and that's what I was gonna lean towards too. I had 2 questions for you. My next question would be, just because this is, like, really our first conversation, like, other
yeah.
than us being on the
On the phone,
phone
on the phone. Yeah, we done
and
had a
and
few on
and,
the
like,
phone.
talking just, business and growth, like, who is Zach? Who if you had to explain
That's a
who
good
is Zach? Because
question, bro.
I feel like a lot of people and I usually don't ask this on my podcast, I'm thinking about it now. I let people come on here and tell their story. Sometimes they introduce themselves on a deeper level, but for the most part, I never really ask, "Who are you?" Because everybody see you
Mm,
as what you present online and what you show
yeah,
up as, but who
for
is
sure.
that?
Man, who is Zach? That's a very thought-provoking question, brother. Shoot, I say that Zach is a young, charismatic gentleman, you know, on my way to change the world. On my way to change the world. Anthony and Jackie's son, um, Nicholas and Trey brother.
Mhm.
And yeah, man, and I'm a bunch of people homeboy. You feel me? And bro, I just love people, dog. I do. I love people. I love, impacting people's lives and being able to just be a positive light in this world and, let God's light shine through me. Uh, I feel like I'm still in discovery of who Zach really is, man, because a lot of times we'll have the ideas of who we are and what we are. But I'm learning too that sometimes circumstances can tell you so much about who you are
Mhm.
rather than you just explaining it. Because some people have the facade that they begin to believe themselves. You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
I've been on a journey of breaking down the facade and getting to the roots of like who am I for real, like my identity being rooted in God and being okay with evolving every single day, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And being committed to like that self-discovery. So I say that Zach is a work in progress, bro, but he destined for greatness.
For
Destined for
sure,
greatness.
for sure.
I got big goals and aspirations. I want to retire my family and change the world at the same time,
Mhm.
bro. So Zach is becoming.
Becoming. That's a powerful word. A lot of people won't use that word. I'm gonna tell you why, because a lot of people think they finished already. A lot of people
Mm,
think their picture's already painted, they just waiting for it to be handed to them.
yeah,
A lot of
that's
people
real.
don't allow themselves to understand that you in alignment with whatever is coming forward to you.
Yeah,
And that can be like for instance, like funny thing is, bro, before this year, bro, I told people all the time, I'd never be in a car accident.
for real.
I
Yeah,
had
me
two.
neither. Me neither.
I had
Never been.
two this year.
Dang.
And it took a minute for it to happen, of course, but I'm kind of like through these experiences that I'm going through, I'm kind of, getting humbled with
Mm,
life. And I feel like in a sense, I call it good karma. Like
yeah.
all the things that I thought I was untouchable, all the areas where I thought I was untouchable at, like emotionally, vulnerably, anything that you can think of. I used to think I was untouchable with everything,
Mm,
but all these past few years, I've been learning a lot. So I want to ask you, through the course of your life, like you said, you want to be able to retire your family, you want to be able to be, the God-fearing man that you are, and you want to be able to just lead and impact others. But when life presents tough times, how do you react with it? How do you stay committed to that goal and those aspirations that you have?
I say leaning on community the best way that I can. I have 5 homies that I'm super duper close to. We call ourselves J5, the Jackson 5, and that comes from the Jacksonville 5. So
Yeah.
we all from Jacksonville, went to high school together, graduated high school, went to middle school with a few of the cats too. And like, bro, we really just depend on each other when it comes down to venting about stuff, needing advice, all of that, bro. Like they really do help hold me down. And what was the second part of your question
The
really quick?
second part was, how do you, through all your challenges and
Mhm.
everything that you
Yeah.
face, how do you stay committed to the goals that you have for yourself?
Yeah, man. I think I'm like hearing my mama in the background how she always tell me that once again, just to trust God, one, but that everything just works together, for the good of those that love God, right? So I'm feeling like all the detours, they're a part of the story just as much as all of the great moments and everything like that. And I've been learning to give myself a lot of grace, bro, because I'm my toughest critic. Like I know that a lot of people they feel like they're tough critics on them, but it's like, man, I'll be mad at myself for
Why
not
the
doing something
why
that
the
because and this really didn't start probably until like the last year or so, right? I realized that I keep my word to everybody else
but yourself.
but myself.
Mhm.
And when somebody told me that, or I think I saw something online that was like, if you actually have self respect by keeping your word to yourself, I was like, dang, what's the point of me keeping my word to everybody else and doing and showing up for everybody else all the time for whatever it is that they need, but my own goals, putting them on the back end.
Mhm.
And, in doing that and in trying to be selfless and stuff like that, it's like it's exhausting, dog.
It
It
is.
is.
I agree with you because I experience that to this day, bro.
Yeah.
Like yesterday was a tough day for me, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm a open book because I can say that shit. Like yesterday
Mhm.
was one of those days where I was just like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
And I have a lot of
Oh
those
shoot, we
moments,
can
but
cuss. I
like,
didn't know
yeah,
we
you
can
can cuss.
cuss.
Yeah. Yeah, you can cuss on here.
Yeah.
Um, I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? And
Yeah.
I have a lot of those moments. That's
That's
why I
real.
told you, like, when we got on the phone about your platform, you know what I mean, and what you do, I'm like, bro, it's only the beginning. Like, I seen myself
Yeah.
in you because I'm just like,
Facts.
you know what I mean? When I first started out, I had my stuff written down 2024 as well, too, 2023. Had my stuff written down and I actually took execution of it last year. But like when I first started,
Mhm.
man, I was like, man, if this shit ain't $1 million project, it ain't right. That's how I was
Yeah.
thinking. Like, if this shit ain't glass, it ain't right. I can't fuck up. Even if I fuck up,
Yeah.
who gonna forgive me? Like when other people fuck up, I'm there for
Mhm.
them. But like, who gonna be there for me when I fuck up?
Yeah.
You
It's
know what I
real
mean?
talk, bro.
So giving yourself, I'm glad you said that because that's very important, bro. And my next question was, how did you give yourself grace?
Shoot, bro. I think the way that I give myself grace is taking every day one day at a time, man.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like that's the best way that I give myself grace. And then also going back and holding myself accountable, I feel like is another version of me giving myself grace too. Of like, okay, I did say that I was gonna do that and I didn't do it. And like recognizing the fact that I did not do it and I fell short from what it was that I wanted to do.
Mhm.
And then from there, moving forward. You feel me? I think that so many people dwell in the fact that they failed or dwell in the fact that crap, it didn't jump off how it is that I wanted it to jump off, that they don't keep going. And the only reason why I can say that I know people do that is because I done did it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it's almost kind of like a constant cycle. Like
Yeah.
I think that you know how them old heads say all the time, like, "Just keep living," or they
Mhm.
say things like, "You gotta go through things," or
Yeah.
when you how you go through
Go
things is
through the
how you get
motions.
wisdom, right?
Mhm.
But they actually had to go through them, you know what I'm saying? So many people aren't going through
They
things,
don't wanna cross that
they getting
threshold.
stuck in them.
Yeah,
You
they
know what
don't
I'm
wanna
saying?
cross that threshold.
But it's on the other side, so I think that's really how I try to give myself grace, bro. But still figuring that out every single day,
Mhm.
coming back to the fact that, I'm becoming and I'm learning
Yeah.
and just embracing that. And I feel like this season has allowed me to embrace it so much to the point that I'm like, shoot, this story gonna be legendary. I need to put it online.
Mhm.
That's why I did 30 for
For
30.
30. Shout out
30
30 for
for
30,
30, man.
man. Shout out 30 for
Yeah.
30. That's like I said, I give props, man. Like the craziest thing is too, I told Charity, before I even walked up to you at the event, I'm like, I gotta talk to him. I gotta get to know this guy.
That's real. I
And I'm
appreciate that.
like, I'm like, special. I'm like, I'm a tough critic on myself, but I'm also a tough critic on people because some people
Yeah.
just bullshit. But I'm
Yeah.
bro,
And
got it
you
going
know, you can
on.
say, yeah, you
I
can
said
spot
usually,
bullshit. Yeah.
yeah, that's a usually you can ask anybody that know me personally, but I'm the type of person I observe and I sit back and watch.
Mm,
So for me to actually go up to somebody is like, "Man, you one of them ones," and I give your
yeah.
flowers,
I
especially like
appreciate that,
I
bro.
told you on on camera now, and I told you on the
Yeah.
phone. 30 for 30 was special, bro. It inspired me. You know what I mean? Just to be able to consistently keep going, and with you being authentic, not I'm pretty sure you inspire me, but you inspire other people. But before I get into 30 for 30, I got a question for you. It's on the topic of grace.
Mm,
My thing is because I feel like I'm gonna tell you this. I ain't tell you on the phone or nothing, but I feel like we relate in the aspect to just life in general. We probably got the same mindset.
mm.
But my thing is this: knowing that you're tough on yourself and knowing that you don't give yourself grace, like you said, you do for others as well too before you do for yourself. Do you get satisfied? Like, does your like do you get fulfilled from helping people mean like I'm trying to think of how to explain this shit,
Like
man.
meet
It's
their goals
no, no,
or
no, no. So like,
uh
I'm trying to think about how to explain this shit.
yeah, nah,
The
take your
best
time,
way,
bro.
the best way I can explain, I'm trying to think. That fulfillment that you don't have for yourself, say if you halfway, right?
Yeah.
If you help other people, does that fulfillment fill up? So if you complete, if say if you do something right and you fuck up, but you did it, right? But if you help somebody else, does that fulfill that fulfillment that you have for yourself? That's helping people complete you, basically.
I would say at times it can. It can. Um, I feel as if me helping people complete their goals, that it can be inspiring. You know what I'm saying? Like I loved, and I know we brought up Charity because she really one of the ones. No glaze, no glaze.
She is.
You
Yeah.
give credit where due,
Mhm.
but helping her out with like press play, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm. She
that,
mentioned y'all
that was, and then seeing it be a beautiful project, and then seeing all the recaps, doing the recap myself,
for sure.
and then understanding too, knowing on the back end how it went from her wanting to sell calendars and her just building up the brand and everything online to it being what it is now. I feel like, and then even helping out some of my homies and holding them accountable, that it does help. But I think that at a certain point, I've learned that I got to do the same for me too, man. I got to do the same for me. So I think that on the topic of does it fulfill me, I would say it more so
inspires
inspires
you.
me. Inspires me. Yeah,
Okay,
for
for
sure.
sure. Okay. Now let's jump into 30 30 because we already opened the door up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I was gonna
man.
say that for the end, but we already hit now.
Yeah,
30 for 30.
yeah. 30 for
Talk
30.
about it. The consistency, the vulnerability, the openness, you know what I mean, the full circle moment.
Yeah, man, 30 for
Talk
30
about
was a hoe. It was. My bad, mama. I know Imma send this out to you, but 30 for 30 was tough, dog,
it.
but it was beautiful. It was beautiful because it was truly authentic. Like, bro, I would wake up some days not knowing at all what was gonna post. I'd be on the phone with my mama like, "Damn, mom, I'm trying to think about what today's video is gonna be on." And then some days I would kinda have it planned out. So, literally, when I decided to do 30 for 30, I was in Lake Eola on March 1st. I called my girl. I was like, dang, shout out my girl, Mashai. She really helped me too through a lot of it. Uh, I was like, yo, I think I'm really going to document like my journey, like for real. I'm just going to do it on a
Yeah.
whim. She was like, you don't just be wanting to post anything and stuff like that. But she was like, yo, if you feel like you should do it, just do it. So literally went home.
That was a personal preference from you. You don't like to post anything?
Yeah, well, I don't like to post anything, but she was reminding me, like, you can't just be putting anything on the internet. Like, it can't be looking rough, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Putting it out there. And I just went home, I recorded something. I used to record in my kitchen all the time. I miss my apartment, dog. I miss my old apartment. But used to record there, recorded the video, and added a few overlays, some music that seemed like it was fitting, and then boom, it was out there. And I did that before even knowing, okay, what I was gonna talk about the next day or the next day and stuff like that. So, uh I jotted down some ideas that I had, threw it in the chat GPT, and I was like, dang, spit me out some ideas of what things could look like or what would be good to post and things like that. And I probably looked at that thing 2 times after that, bruh, because I just started moving
Yeah.
every single day, and I stopped looking at it like, okay, I don't need to curate content, I need to document my journey. And so when I started doing it from that angle, that's when everything shifted, for real, for real. So, it was a great journey, dog. I learned so much, like hard skills too. Like when it comes down to my editing, I saw improvement in my editing, being able to edit things on the fly, uh, improving like the type of equipment I use. I bought some good mics and things like that, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And then on the soft end, not overthinking the content, bro, because I used to overthink the content so much. In fact, I really didn't want to stop posting, but I knew that one, I needed to give myself a break because I was gonna eventually burn out if I didn't.
Mhm.
But I think I gotten to a point that I was just moving, 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 that I didn't want to lose the momentum from the engagement that I was getting on my pages and stuff like that. But I took a step back and thought about it ain't even about the engagement, bro. It's not about the engagement. Cause one, I put it out there, yes, for other people, but I put it out there for me too,
Mhm.
to make sure that I can be accountable and post every single day. And I put it out there because, like I told you, I'm hard on myself. So I was not going to allow myself to fail in public
Mhm.
at all, especially not after I said, okay, y'all, I'm gonna post every single day for 30 days. Stay tuned. And then
Mhm.
I miss a day. Somebody somewhere gonna notice.
Oh,
And of
me
course,
and
it's
Charity talked about that.
yeah, and
Mhm.
then, of course, it's gonna be the one person that don't want you to complete it, that's gonna notice it, and that's gonna
Mhm.
let you know, "Oh, I hadn't seen XYZ, this was a little late." So, yeah, man, I think that was a great journey and experience for me. I'm not done at all when it comes down to curating content or documenting my journey. I think that it's really just molding now and into what comes next and evolving into something different.
Okay. And I got 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
Ha First question is very short. Have you always been into content? Like, have you always made content and stuff like that?
Dang, that's actually a good question, bro.
Because I feel like you can
Yeah.
see it, you can like it online, but
Yeah.
you doing it yourself. Is that something that you've been into?
Uh, I would say like semi, like never really on some, oh man, I want to be a content creator or nothing
Yeah.
like that. Not not necessarily from that angle, but more so like, bro, I'm out here living a movie, so I'm gonna let y'all see
Yeah.
that I'm out here living a turn
Yeah.
life.
You capture your highlights.
Yeah, for sure. So that's been like my journey. And I didn't just want to Imma keep on living my life and having a
Yeah.
good time regardless. So I might as well bring people into like, yo, I'm doing this in the midst of also dealing with like some real life type shit too.
Mhm.
You feel me? So
That's my next question. Do you feel like you needed this season in your life? The last 4 months, you feel like you needed that? Or do you feel like with it or without it, you would have still been Zach? Do you
bro,
feel like you needed this to
that's
grow?
a great question, man. 1000%. I
Whoa, whoa. I know you're too busy watching the episode, but just take a moment to look at the link down below. Make sure you subscribe to the Truth Lounge. Make sure you join the Truth family. Living your truth. This is the perfect place to be, and I appreciate you for tuning in and watching the episode.
absolutely needed this season. I know that I'm gonna reflect on this season as a huge turning point in my life
Mhm.
because
This was your pivot.
for sure, because I have started taking life serious in the midst of this pivot. Not that I was lackadaisical or anything before, but thinking about even like financially. Like, bro, you don't just live 4 months, no job, not necessarily being prepared for it.
Mhm.
And, thank God, I had I had savings and stuff like that. You feel me? To carry me through. But I also had to think about, okay, man, I need to like open up my high yield savings account, get my Roth IRA together. I need to start thinking about like,
Mhm.
once the bread do come in, how can I have my money working for me instead of like working hard. Like I'm not really people in our community, we go and we get 2 jobs. People go and get 2 jobs, not understanding that, like, yo, it's taking away the time that you have from being able to have your money work for you and stuff like that.
We trade time.
Yeah, we trade time, and
Mhm,
dog, when I tell you, once you get so much of that time back, like, I done had time to sit and
mhm.
create and do things, you like, "Man,
I can't
I know I gotta go back
do it.
working eventually,
Yeah, but I ain't trying to
but
do this shit
but
forever.
I ain't trying to do it forever." And that's real talk. That's
Yeah,
real talk, bro. I really, don't wanna do it, forever. So, the financial aspect, I spoke on the spiritual aspect earlier, so, just reiterating that in my relationship with God, but also in just me becoming an adult for real.
yeah.
Like, this was the first real life, like, you getting hit with something hard, what you gonna do?
Got
You're
no
back against
control.
the wall, how you gonna react?
Mhm.
Are you going to feel sorry for yourself? Like, man, I remember my daddy telling me when I first got my first role, and I was like, "Man, I really don't wanna do this, like, I don't." And he was like, "Alright, son, are you gonna continue feeling sorry for yourself, or are you gonna do something to change your circumstances?"
Mhm.
And that's when I realized, like, okay, I know I might not be able to control everything, but I can control a lot. And so me being, over everything that I can control the best way possible, this season has really helped me with that. And also, bro, just remembering to like live, bro, cause
That's the biggest thing, bro.
yeah, people
That's the biggest thing,
yeah,
bro. And
man.
I didn't learn that. Like my journey after college a little bit similar to yours. Like I got into a position where like I just need to get my foot in the door. Like
Mhm.
somebody took me and I was like, well, I know I'm gonna hate this shit, but I gotta do what I gotta do, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
in order to grow in life and then within my career. And cut it short, like with my previous job, I was working just to put it in simpler terms for everybody else to understand. Think of yourself working a job, you know what on call is, right?
Yeah,
I
for
was on
sure.
call 24/7.
Dang. So
So my
we
life
like, "Hey,
was
man,
that
we need you to
job.
come in."
Hey, we need you to come in. I
Yeah.
can't say no.
Yeah, cause
That
that's
was
the
my
job.
life.
Yeah.
So that allowed me to understand that time is so important. I seen the other day on it was some dude like my algorithm all messed up. One day I see Wells, one day I see a motivational speaker. It'd be all messed up.
Yeah.
But I seen this one cat and he was basically saying like we rush to go work for these other people we work to go rush for these companies. And in that we think, oh yeah, we making money, but you trading time. And essentially the more time you lose, the more you lose to actually enjoy life. Cause you only get 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
You really got to sit down and break your 24 hours. Like I work 10-hour shifts. If I'm working 10 hours, say if I was working 5 days a week, I don't right now, but if I did 5 days a week, I'm at work. That means I got 2 days off. Even on my days of working, my 10 hours gone, I got 14 hours left. I gotta sleep. They say
Yeah.
we gotta get 7, 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
So what that is, the math, let's see, 10, say 7. What I got? 7 hours left?
Yeah.
What you gonna do with those 7 hours? You gotta eat,
Yeah.
then until you gotta study, you gotta do bills. So
Yeah.
like you said, money gotta work for you. And sometimes you gotta enjoy your life. I feel like a lot of people, like we said earlier, like you mentioned earlier, a lot of people are scared to cross that threshold with challenges and rough circumstances because they're scared of the outcome. They rather be comfortable. And that can include somebody had the inspiration of want to go start their own business, but they like, oh, if I start my own business, I won't get paid. I gotta work for this man. I gotta work
Mhm.
for this company. Now you trading your time. So now that passion that you had, it's just gonna die off.
Yeah, for sure.
And the thing I also want to comment on too, throughout your journey, because I feel like with my journey as well too, whenever I had, my back against the wall as well, I figured that isolation is the best for me. I feel like a lot of
Mm.
people don't relate to you when you going through certain things. Like for instance, like you had to move out, you didn't have a job. Of course, you kept living your life and you growed as an individual and you documented it. But I feel like sometimes in our life, a lot of people don't understand that journey that we're going through.
Yeah.
Some people won't even take it as serious as we have as well too. So, what is one thing that you learned about yourself throughout that journey?
Man, man. Sometimes you gotta know how to just tell yourself no, tell yourself no for
What you
sure.
had to do that with?
Shoot, moving out my apartment. I know you mentioned it.
Yeah.
So, my lease ended and everything, of course. I ain't get a video or nothing like that. All right. But yeah, man, my lease ended, but I had to decide, like, okay. Am I gonna re-up and get my or move into a new apartment and sign a brand new lease, not necessarily knowing, when I would land a new role. I had funds to be able to float it, but I'm like,
You don't
it
wanna risk
wouldn't
it.
be responsible. It wouldn't be responsible. So, luckily I got some family down here that looked out for me. And we end up having a great arrangement and stuff like that. So that's a blessing. But also being able to just tell myself no to I done said no to some roles, bro. Like some job offers and stuff like that. I've said no because it's like, man, not to say I be selling my soul or anything, but it's just I would be for the sake of
You be
funds,
settling.
I would be settling for sure. But then again, it's like, it was some good bread, but I'm like, man, the money, it's like they're gonna pay me just enough to make me complacent, and that's not something that I was willing to do. You know what I'm saying?
That gotta be tough though, bro.
Yeah,
Knowing
it
knowing
does.
that knowing that you in a situation.
It does have to. It is tough, man. And I remember my daddy looking at me a couple times, like, man, you might need to consider that,
Mhm.
especially with a couple different opportunities. But when I told them the vision, super shout out to my parents because they've been super duper supportive, in the midst of this navigating this season. They trusted me, man, and they trust that, like, my mama told me the other day that she has no doubt in my mind that I'll be able to still complete all of my goals, and everything that it is that I told them Imma do, Imma be able to do it. And, them telling me that and that belief, it just reaffirms my own belief, and, okay, I'm gonna land the right one. Now I do know for sure that I'm going to go back into working and things like that with the right company, with the right opportunity, right role, but I'm doing so in a manner in which to, like, one,
Yeah.
learn skills from people and, being a value add to their team, and then also set myself up for whatever that next opportunity is. So whether I'll be there for a year, 5 years, 10 years, I'm still gonna be working toward my own goals at the same time, and I feel like, that should be a mutually, it should be mutually respected
Yeah.
between myself and one of my future,
Yeah.
employers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up, bro. And I feel like that's good that you think like that. Is more like in a sense of adding value to somebody or a company
Yeah.
while developing yourself. And I feel like that's very
Yeah.
important. That's the reason why I'm with the agency that I'm with now. I didn't want to work anywhere else except this agency because I knew what they had to offer. I already got an experience from it. I knew the people that were there, and I said, I'm not going to apply anywhere else but here because this is where I'm going to be able to grow in my best self,
Yeah.
also professionally and personally. That's
Yeah.
that's so that makes the most sense. My next question to you is, bro, I feel like with this is just a me thing. I feel like you may understand it as well too. Knowing that you went through a season and knowing that you documented it, how was that weight on your shoulders? Was that a lot of responsibility once people started clicking in and tapping in with you like, "Hey, you impacted me. Hey, you
Mm,
motivated me. Hey, you inspired me. Hey, this, that. Hey, this, that." Does that the times where you wanna stop, was that a
mm,
lot of weight on your shoulders? Because like we mentioned, like, editing is tough,
yeah.
consistency is tough, but I feel like what really holds us together is sometimes it's the people because
Yeah.
if you
It's
stop,
real
who else
talk, bro.
will?
Real talk. I would say that, you know, I was super duper appreciative to all the messages, even when I ran into you and Nate at press play, and y'all was like, bro, like, keep going, like, bro, we see you. And it's like, man, to be seen by just, homies and everything, the fact that, it's the message and stuff like that is getting out there. So I will say that the weight it wasn't heavy, bro, but I understood that it was important and everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you just never know who's watching, bro. And the fact that you could be inspiring somebody out there that might never ever that you might not talk to, you might not really connect with, but
Sure.
eventually they might say that, yo, one day I saw one thing that you had to say, and it changed my complete perspective on something. You feel me? And who knows? God might have had me start that whole series to reach one person out there. You feel me? And that's how I just try to look at stuff. But I felt such a strong push toward me doing that and toward me starting it, you know what I'm saying? And then in the same way, once I completed it, I felt like, okay, I just finished this up. I don't need to just keep on going. Like
Yeah.
I want all my stuff to be organic, bro. To
Organic,
be
authentic.
organic and authentic. So I'm not just gonna do something for the sake of like, I gotta keep up, bro. Like that's one thing that I feel like this season has changed for it. And I was never really one that felt like I needed to keep up with the masses. But now I'm really like, yo, I understand some people get ahead, some
Mhm.
people get ahead, or some people think they get ahead. You know what I'm saying? But time tells all. Time really does tell all.
It's dangerous.
And I say that with the caveat of I always have to remind myself of that too. Of one, my journey is my own journey. Two, it's okay for stuff to not happen as fast as you thought that it would if you still putting in the work that you said that you would. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro.
So how can so follow-up question for that,
Mhm.
like you just mentioned, um, knowing that time goes on and you really can't, get upset as long as you put in the work, would you say that is tough? You know what I mean? It's like with me, my version of me being hard on myself is sometimes I see a lot of people that have what I know I could have, not like
Mm.
money and shit, like all that,
Yeah,
not the materialist, like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
none of that,
Mindset, maybe. Yeah.
but mindset and just like accolades. Like a lot of
Mm.
people bullshit or take for granted what they have. And somebody like
That's
me,
real.
I go out and go see it. Like, friends, best comparison I can have, let me just keep it within the podcast world, right? What gets me, I don't even want to say mad, but what gets me like
Fired up.
fired up is like, I see other people, like successful people, they start a podcast, right?
Yeah.
And they just bullshit with it, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I say, like, if sometimes I be like, if God gave me the opportunity
Mhm.
to have what they have, I would be on the next level. Cause
Yeah.
all I need is just one opportunity. I don't
Yeah.
know what it can be.
That's
Maybe
real.
me, one person having them on here. Maybe me, just swiping up on something or just
Yeah.
doing something.
Yeah.
That one opportunity, I'm taking off.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of people take their blessings for granted, like being
That's
able
real.
to speak on a platform or being able to impact other people. They don't do it consistently or they don't do it the appropriate way. And that's
Yeah.
what get me riled up. My question to you is seeing that, like, for instance, let's just say keep it work related. Seeing people with roles, say if you had a specific role and you see somebody that probably is like a higher level than you, but they don't take that shit serious or they don't
Yeah.
take it to the next level how you would or how you
Mhm.
could, does that really get to you? Like,
Yeah.
because my
That's
thing
a great
is you
question.
went through a tough time and you
Mhm.
probably see other people that, probably work in a similar field or do kind of what you want to do and they don't take that shit as serious.
Mhm.
Does that impact you?
Hmm. That's a great question, bro. That's a great question. I think that it's twofold, right? So one, me being a real honest human, it does impact me for sure. But two, I'm learning how to be a good steward of where I am currently and where God has me.
Mhm.
And stewardship has been a very, very important thing in my journey. And my mama put me on to like what stewardship and stuff like that means for real. And it's a story in the Bible about how the master gave all three of his servants money, right? And they needed to go and multiply the money. One of the dudes took the bag, they buried it because they were scared to go and lose the master's money. Somebody else went and doubled it. Somebody else went and tripled it. I'm paraphrasing for everybody that know everything. All right. But all right, so the master came back to collect. The person that bought triple, he gave him even more. The person that bought double, he gave him even more. But the person that had that did nothing, he was like, "What are you doing? What you doing? Depart from me." Cool. Right? And then he gave that what they buried to the people that went and did good. So it's really just a matter of time. Once again, it really is just a matter of time. Like, man, we got to be a good steward of where I am right now because clearly I'm being prepared for something greater. And you said that, like, bro, all it takes is one time. It takes 10 years to blow up overnight. That's what people say. And
Mhm.
sometimes it happens very quick for other people and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But I remember praying this prayer, especially when I was doing 30 for 30, and I still do it currently because my mama tell me all the time, like, Zachary, I just need somebody to just discover you and just see, everything that I see and everything that we know that you can be and stuff like that. And I had some family tag, like some talk shows and stuff like that. But it's gonna happen when it's time for it to happen. You feel me? And then once it happens,
It's up.
it's up. It really
It's up.
is up, bro. Dang, I was going somewhere with that. I can't remember
You said a prayer.
all the way. Oh yes, thank you, bro. So, bro, I made this prayer, right? And I was like, God, don't let me elevate, don't let me get the platform, the opportunity until I can be a good steward of it, bro. Or until I can actually
Handle it.
handle it well, bro. Cause it's like, man, if they give me half a million followers right now, man, I'll probably crash out. Nah, not for
Yeah.
real, not for real, but I'm teasing. But until I can handle that many people, because
Mhm.
it's like, okay, when you got that many people following you or anything like that, you gotta be a good steward of that. You gotta be mindful of what you say because you're influencing minds. You gotta be consistent in how you do stuff.
Mhm.
So until I'm prepared for something like that, I need to be a good steward of what I got currently.
Mhm.
You feel me? So, and I take that not necessarily just on social media or the platforms, but I put that to every single thing. Until I can handle $1 million, I know that it's gonna come fast, but I don't need to get it until I'm prepared for it because too
Exactly.
many people get blessings and they do what? Fumble it.
Mhm.
They fumble the bag. Now all of a sudden you talking, you you said how you see people that's doing great things, but they don't know what to do with it. But somebody that wants that and that work toward that, and then they finally get it, they'll know exactly what to do with it. So,
Mm. Yeah,
yes,
that's
sir.
real, bro. I feel like just what you said, a lot of people mishandle their blessings. A lot of people, this is something that I heard recently, like the beginning of this year, and it really sticks with me. Like blessings, all blessings have an expiration date.
Damn, that's
So
real, bro.
it's like
I ain't
when
heard
when
that.
people really don't soak in what they have because they think it's like I said, everybody thinks their job is finished. Everybody thinks when they get comfortable, they think, okay, I'm done. I don't have to do nothing.
Yeah.
It's like the why and the purpose that they had before they got it doesn't exist anymore because they're comfortable.
Mhm.
And I always tell people comfort is the worst drug on earth. Regardless of what anybody says, I'm always gonna stick to that.
Yeah.
But saying that to say this, a lot of people get complacent. A lot of people get so comfortable to the fact to where they're like, they just be like, all right, I'm cool. But a lot of people haven't been humbled yet. Like I've been humbled
Very
on
true.
all aspects of life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like that's the falling on your face and not having nowhere to look or nobody to essentially like lean on is like one of the toughest things ever that you can go through because it'll
Yeah.
teach you a lot. But like you said, you got to be a steward to that. You have to
Mhm.
understand that, okay, this is meant for me to go through. Like, this ain't no punishment.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not being treated because I'm a bad person or whatever. Well, it depends on the person. Some people are, fucked up, but
Yeah.
um, you don't go through these tough challenges because of something that you may have misunderstood or something like that. Like, you go through these things to learn.
Yeah.
And my next question for you is being that, what I mean, everything seems as good now, as far as in like your journey with your roles and stuff like that. What are you looking towards? 30 for 30 is done. Hopefully, I'm already claiming it for you. The role is yours.
Yeah. I appreciate
What
that,
is
bro.
next for you? Including Black is Art.
Yeah.
What is next for Zach?
Yeah, man. I'm still figuring that out like every day, bro. Excuse me. Because so one, I am going to continue building Black is Art. I think that until you start executing, you can have a vision.
Yeah.
But once you start executing and stuff like that, that's when you start seeing a lot of flaws in your
Mhm.
vision and where you could have did something better and stuff like that. So, with Black is Art, I think I told you I batched it. So I filmed a whole bunch of my episodes. Well, I filmed like 4 episodes in one day and stuff because at the time I was like, man, I told myself that once again, trying to keep my word to myself. I was going to launch Black is Art in February 2026.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. So went ahead and batch created and stuff like that, was able to do the launch and everything by the time the date hit. But now I look back on a lot of my stuff, and shout out to all of my first guests that had like a bunch of grace and patience, and we had some really good conversations. But me talking to somebody for 15, 20 minutes, that I can't really get nothing from that, you know what I'm saying? And even though I got a lot of good information from them for like quick interviews, but and looking back at so many of the interviews and stuff, it's like, man, I see it being long form, and I get to sit down and really show more of my personality, not as that it can just be way more organic and not as scripted. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that it was scripted, but like I had questions and stuff like that. I just that's not even me. That's not even
I was
me.
gonna ask you, like,
Yeah.
did you feel that in the moment, or did you feel it afterwards?
I feel that experience is just the best teacher, bro. Like I needed to do that in the studio, like, I recorded it in a camera studio, you feel me? I had some homies, that helped me out and stuff like that. But I know the vision that I have for the platform, the brand, beyond it just being like podcast or digital type of content, Black is art period and the vision of my head is so much bigger, you know what I'm saying? So putting in the time and not rushing it. Like I told you before, I'm like, bro, I haven't dropped an episode in like 2, 3 weeks. I'm getting behind once again by my standards. And it's not even that I didn't have the stuff already, bro. I had the stuff.
Mhm.
It just I was running into obstacles, had some editor problems, had some problems with XYZ. And it's like, man, all right, am I gonna lose traction on my pages and stuff like that? So definitely just I'm looking forward to landing a role so that I'm not necessarily still on the search portion of my next opportunity, but I'm diving into what value add I can give to my next opportunity, and then I can spend a lot more time too on Black is art. You feel me? Because it takes a lot of energy trying to find a job, bro, and especially the right one. You feel me?
Mhm.
Uh, what else do I kind of have planned, man? To keep on living life, of course, bro.
Yeah.
Keep on enjoying myself, and like, dog, I wanna, of course, step into my next apartment and things like that. Well, actually, I don't think I wanna get in this apartment. I
Get
think
your
I wanna
house.
get like a multifamily unit and, start on the real estate tip and things like that. But, that take capital. That takes because I don't just wanna put myself in debt to do it. You feel me? So I'm not really sure all the way what's next, bro. But
TBA.
it's gonna be some smooth stuff.
TBA, and I mean that it's always good to think like that. And I talked about this with the episode I'm dropping on Wednesday with my boy Justin.
Mhm.
Shout out Slaughter, man. Basically, me and him, we kind of aligned on the same topic of like sometimes we plan out our future and our future never that future never happens for
Mhm.
ourselves. You know what I mean? Because I can sit here and be like, man, look, I want to do this, and only two of them things happen.
Yeah.
And a lot of people get discouraged by that because
That's true.
only those two things happen to them.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I mean?
very
So
true.
it's good that you keeping all doors open for yourself. You're not just
Mhm.
holding yourself to certain goals that you have because okay, once I get this role, I can take away from this energy from looking
Yeah.
and
And
I
I
can
could
pour that
pour it.
into something else.
Yeah.
The main thing being Black is art, but
Yeah.
you're not limited to like, okay, I want to do this. You just whatever time and energy you have for whatever you want to pour into, you will pour into it. So that's good. You're not limiting yourself. 'Cause I
Yeah.
used to struggle with that, bro.
Mhm.
Like being to the point where like where I done been like Charity got up here said this to me. Um, she was like, yeah, you live multiple different lives. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, because that's how I was. I
for
used to try
sure.
to plan out my life, but my life never worked out how I thought. Bro, if my life would
Yeah,
work out, I would have been an engineer right now.
for real.
I want
Like,
to be an engineer, bro. I want to go
that
to
crazy.
FAMU.
Yeah.
Just like everybody else, I wanted to be a rattler. None of that shit worked.
Ain't
And I
never too
learned that
late.
shit. I ain't going. Hey, look, no beef with fan. You
Yeah,
ain't going nowhere near Tally, man. I've been there once. I'm one and done.
yeah,
But um, I learned that the most humbling thing about life is trying to see your future before it actually happens. Because, like
yeah,
I said, high school wanted to go to FAMU, wanted to be an engineer. Got out of high school, went to Tampa, went to a Catholic school, not working law enforcement. Got out of law enforcement. I mean, got out of college. I'm gonna go be in the FBI. I'm gonna go do this at the highest scale. moved back home, didn't move back home, still in Tampa.
Yeah.
So everything I looked forward to never happened, but
Mhm.
God did that in order for me to become the man that I am today. I had to
Yeah.
experience these losses. I had to experience the detour in order to be who I am. You
Yeah,
know what I
man.
mean? And I say all that to say this, I see great things for you, bro.
I appreciate that, bro.
You know what I mean?
You.
Like, I don't know, it's just like sometimes I get that feeling with some people. Sometimes when I meet certain people, like I gotta hold them, not necessarily like close, but
Mhm.
like in a sense, monitor them because the vision I
Yeah.
see for them, like same thing with Charity. I tell Charity all the time, like whenever we talk about, man, you gonna be next level, bro.
Yeah.
You know, when during that episode, I couldn't stop complimenting because it's like the shit that I see people do or the level that I see people at. Sometimes I see it times three, sometimes I see it times
Mhm.
10, depending on who you are and what you do. But taking this moment out to give your flowers, bro, because
I
as you
appreciate
can
that,
say, like
gang.
you
Real
say,
talk.
like you hard on yourself, and the conversations we have, like you be like, bro, I don't know, but like I want this to look a certain way. I
Yeah.
just be like, man, he just don't know where he gonna end up at. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be next level, and I know once you walk into whatever God has for you, you're gonna be like, damn,
Yeah.
all this happened because I can get here. And yeah, bro, I'm extremely proud of you.
I appreciate that, dog.
We are getting towards the end of the episode, so
Okay.
usually, how I end the episodes, I always ask my guests, what are 3 truths that you have, that you live by, or that you would like to share with the world that can not only better people in the world or just better society in general that people should follow?
For sure. So I would say, truth number one, faith over fear. Faith over fear, man. You gotta put your faith in God and just go for it.
Mhm.
Do it scared. I say two, life is lived forward, but understood backward.
Explain that.
Bro, you live life forward, right? You
Mhm.
just you just talked about how you had to go through all your journeys or how you planned it
Yeah.
one way and things like that. But now you looking back, you like, man, I see why God did XYZ or why this didn't work out or why I got detoured this way.
Yeah.
So you understood it backwards. But I'm sure going through it just like everybody else, you're like, crap, man, this is not necessarily what it is that I planned.
Mhm.
So faith over fear, life is love, live forward and understood backwards. And I say, man, what's the last one? Dang, that last one.
No, you got one, bro.
I would say find a way. Find a way. It's no excuse. It's no excuse not to find a way. You know what I'm saying? If you want it bad enough, you're gonna find a way to make that
Mhm.
thing happen. And my mama used to tell me all the time, like, Zachary, don't take no for an answer. Like, you gotta go for it. You gotta go, keep going. And when I got to college, that molded into like, okay, find a way. You can either find a way or you could find an excuse. Just like that, bro.
That's real.
So
And the first when you say that, the first thing I think about is 2 people that I kinda, like, listen to a lot, or I wouldn't say I look up to them, but 2 people that I listen to a lot on my day-to-day is Inky Johnson and Wallow.
yeah.
Wallow Wallow, basically said, I'm paraphrasing this as well too. Wallow basically said, like, "It's no reason people should have excuse when we all have phones and we have internet and Wi-Fi."
Yeah.
Being the fact that anything that you want in life is on the internet.
That's
You just
true.
have to be willing to read it and understand it and then apply it.
That's true.
So like
That's
you
true.
said, like you really can go out here and get whatever you want. But
Yeah, man.
I can go all day. A lot of people just don't do it, bro. And I used to be somebody like that too. To the point where like that's when my pivot changed for myself. Like nobody gonna help me do this. Nobody gonna save me. Nobody gonna be like, all right, Trey, I'm gonna build everything for you, and all you gotta do is walk in.
Mhm.
Nobody gonna do that. So if I really want something, if I'm really passionate about it, I gotta go get it. At any level. It can be at basic level, regular, pro, advanced, whatever I want. Nobody's gonna build a house for me or build a a foundation for me just to walk into. It's not realistic. Well, some people get lucky, but
100.
eh, I don't think my luck is there yet.
Yeah.
At least.
For sure.
I ain't gonna cancel myself out, but I don't think it's there yet. One thing I do want to, talk about a little bit too before we get up out of here is, you know, just as someone that is entering, I really don't like using the word content creator, but one person that is entering the space of content and creation, what is one thing that you learned?
I would say one thing that I learned, I know we touched on it earlier, so just be authentic, man. It's so many people out there that oh, you gotta follow this method and do this exact thing, and then this will happen. But bro, you can take that course and do and apply that exactly, and it won't
Or
necessarily work for your specific
it's the
audience.
person.
It is the person, man. And then two, accepting the fact that sometimes you got to do stuff for a long time. You got to do stuff for a long time before it start working out.
Yeah,
And you know, sometimes you can work very hard for things and it still not work out. You feel me? But just being able to keep going and what can you get in through the journey? Like, bro, the beauty really is in the journey. You feel me? I know that people used to say that all the time. Like, yo, the beauty is in the journey, but it really is, man. Like, I've learned so much over the last 4 months or so. I've learned so much and thinking about Black is Art, launching Black is Art, and then now critiquing the heck out of it. You know what I'm saying? Just I'm learning to live in the journey and to fall in love with the process, bro.
for sure, and that's important, you know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of people like, you know, the saying is trust the process. A lot of people don't fall in love with the process. I feel
Yeah.
like once a lot of people make it through, they forget about everything else they learned. They just
Mm,
ready to get into what's next,
yeah.
not knowing that what you learned and what you experienced can help you in that next phase of
Mhm.
your life. So that is very important, bro. Like, I feel like the most important thing about the process that I take from it is not only the lessons, but the growth that I experience mentally. I
Yeah.
feel like with myself, mentally, early on in my life, I was kinda I don't wanna say immature because I grew up fast. So a
Yeah.
lot of things in my life are just quick, quick, quick. You
Mhm.
gotta pick up this, pick up that. But actually sitting down and soaking game instead of just looking at it and using it for one thing, knowing that say if I teach you something or you teach me something, an example, you teach me something and it got me past some I can not only create that in my own form and continue to use it, but I can multiply it and help me out in different areas.
Yeah.
So say
True.
if you teach me, I don't know, let's say if you teach me how to edit, right? Cool. Help my podcast that, but now I can use that. I can go sell. I can edit. I can self edit for somebody. They pay me, or I can teach somebody else how to edit. I can start edit. People don't really think on how to dissect different things when it
Yeah.
comes to
For sure.
the process. But yeah, bro, great conversation.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, man, let me give you flowers, man. Shout out my boy Trey, bro. I know that he touched earlier about how we've had a few conversations, but bro, it's not a lot of people that just off the rip not knowing somebody from a can of paint, besides the fact that we might have been 5 years old throwing the
Yeah.
football, not even knowing,
Mhm.
but that just gave straight game, bro. Like, you called me and you gave me straight game, and I remember telling you, like, on the phone, like, "Bro, how can I help you? Like, what can I do then, man?" You know what I'm saying? To reciprocate it.
Yeah.
And you was like, "Bro, I don't need nothing from you, bro, and I don't even need to know how much you spend on this or how much you doing with that. Imma tell you how much I did so that you can get a better gauge." And I'm like, "Bro, this is free game." And I really did appreciate that, bro. So, you know, that's why I had to shout you out, like, immediately inside
Yeah.
of the 30 for 30 just to show that, like, bro, it really is love. And the fact that, people that go through things and then they're willing to reach back to people that are going through similar processes and show straight love, like, bro, that's a blessing in itself. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to that, bro. I look forward to the platform continuing to grow, man, as you continue serving up them trades of truth,
Yeah,
bro.
for sure. Most people don't know this, but well, they'll see it whenever this come out. This probably gonna be I got another episode Saturday. We'll see if that actually happens. With my boy, but he real busy. So if that episode don't happen, this might be my last one.
This might be your last podcast episode.
Mhm.
Oh well, what's next, brother?
I want to take a break,
Okay.
and I don't want to say you may experience this because it's not like a bad thing, but like we both said earlier, like we both are hard on ourselves. I may be a little bit more difficult because like you got to think about it like this, right? My thing with me is, and by the way, not like last podcast ever. I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
going, but
Yeah.
I need to take a break. Like I took a
Yeah.
break before, but like I don't think it was long enough.
Mhm.
My thing is this, right? I pour a lot into this, just in general, but like I feel like at times like it's not where I want it to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I speak in metaphors a lot. Like you can pour into a cup and you see the cup overfilling, but you be like, why is it overfilling? It should be enough to, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I feel like right now
Mhm.
my cup is so small and I have a lot to pour into it. So it's
Mhm.
just overfilling. But when shit overfill, it spill everywhere, it get everywhere. Now you got to clean it up, and like that's just how my mind is processing the content right now. That's how I'm processing life right now. Like the fact that I was in 2 car accidents this year and I didn't stop and really think about life, like could have died, could have this, could have this. I was like, nope,
Yeah,
got to go edit.
keep going.
Nope, got to keep moving. Like
Yeah,
this ain't all me. Like this
yeah,
is me on a expression level, but I got way more life to live, brother. So
yeah.
like I'm
That's
in a
real, bro.
I'm in a point right now where it's like most people say I guess it's writer's block, but I don't write nothing I do. It's
Mhm.
just more of like just taking a step back, re-engage with who I am. That way when I come back, it's like, oh, he's serious.
Yeah,
He's
but
serious. So
that's good though,
yeah,
man, and I know it takes a lot to recognize that, especially when something is your baby, bro,
it's-
but shoot, dog, take all that expertise that you know and go and monetize it.
yeah,
You
for
know what I'm
sure.
saying?
That's
Help
really it,
help them
bro.
other people that's trying to come up, that's willing to throw you some cheese and stuff like that
Mhm.
because,
I don't even do
you
it for
just never
that's the
know.
thing too, like, I think that's what's gonna be the killer in the end, like, whenever, God decides that if he wants me to blow off this or not or open up another door with this or not, like, I don't even do it for the money, bruh.
Yeah, it's for
Like,
the love of the
it's
game.
it's just the love
That's
of the
real.
game, bruh, and it
That's
it it
real.
it sucks, but I mean, like, shit, like, if the money come, it come.
Yeah,
But, like, I don't do nothing for the money, bro. Like, if I see, like, growth in somebody or I see the potential in somebody, bro, like, Imma bless you, like,
yeah,
'cause ain't nobody do that for me, so I know if I do it for you, adding that value to your life, that's gonna create a long partnership. That way,
yeah.
shit, if I ever get fucked up or like if I need something from somebody, that person like they gonna remember what I
Mhm.
did for them. It ain't even gotta
100%,
be
bro.
no money or no currency. Like I don't want nothing from nobody, but like just being able to like, bro, hey, bro, I know somebody that can help you with this or something like that. So
Yeah,
that's
for
why I told
sure.
you straight off. I don't need no nothing, bro. I already see your vision. I see your vision in my lenses, and that's enough for me.
Yeah,
As long as I can see where you're
appreciate that,
trying to
bro.
go, I try to guide you, and whatever you want to do past that, golden.
Yeah, man.
You feel me? So
I wanna get into I wanna do, like, mini docs, bro, like,
documentaries of
I
yourself
rather
or like
have so really of the Black creator and the Black creative. So, I see Black as art, me, like, going on tour
mhm,
to different cities and talking to these people as they're in, like, these come up, phases, you know what I'm saying, and helping them build their, platforms and things like that, and establishing my platform. Literally, my platform is where you can come to discover who's the next biggest thing in XYZ and stuff like that. And then I want to have like Black is Art festivals where it's just a celebration of all things creativity and art and Black, bro. And yeah, man, I feel like every day I pull a lot of inspiration from stuff. You know what I'm saying? I really do. And sometimes you gotta be a little bit careful with that when when you pull a lot of inspiration from
mhm,
stuff, and I even kinda be careful, with what I look at and stuff like that, just because next thing you know, I'm creating and I'm thinking it's original and it's like, "Ah, shoot, this done already been made." So
mhm.
that's why I be kinda careful too,
Yeah,
man,
that's
but
why I don't watch other podcasts. I had to
yeah.
stop
Mhm.
because I'd be like, okay, they do their intros like this, they do their outros like this, oh, they cut here, or they add this effect, or they make this like that. I seen something recently. I'm not sure who the person was, but he basically said it's okay to be a copycat. Just make sure you copying the right cat.
Mm. Dang, that's
And
that's a bar.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, he was rapping or something?
No,
Nah, nah,
I was
nah, I'm
like,
playing.
shit, you might as well, because I'm like,
Yeah,
damn, that's a bar,
that is
like,
a bar.
but it's real life, and that's another reason why I think I need to take a break because, um, I kinda went back into, like, okay, how they do this so I can get this sponsorship or I can get monetized, like, trying to funnel through their path
Mm,
without knowing what they really
yeah,
did, you know what I mean? All you could do is see on the outside and be like, "Oh, okay, they had it easy," or they probably experienced a little bit of this, but I still can do what they doing, but
yeah.
it's like I'm just taking that scale back. But go ahead and let the people know where they can find you, bro.
Hey man, you can find me online on Instagram at Black is Art. Literally, this is the Instagram, what you call it, dog? My handle.
Handle.
Handle, yes. Or you can follow my personal Instagram at OG.Zach, that's ZACH underscore. I appreciate you having me, brother. It's
For
been great,
sure, man.
man.
Hey, listen.
I was a
We're
little
going
nervous.
nah, it's shit, everybody be nervous, bro.
Yeah,
Everybody be nervous. I
yeah,
can't even lie to you. Everybody be nervous.
yeah.
It's just a regular conversation. I will say
Mhm.
this, you know what I mean? For everybody that does watch this, if this is my last episode, if the next one is the last episode, I will be sitting down with Zach again.
Yes, sir.
Um, just a well more. This conversation was good itself, but a well more deep conversation. Um, because I don't even know my head like in like 10 different places right now. So
Yeah,
definitely gonna get a better conversation out of him, just being accountable on my end and authentic. My head is in like 10 different places. That's why I told you, you was like, you
yeah.
push back. I was like, nah,
That's
how
real,
my
bro.
head is,
Mm,
I'm gonna get this shit done. We're gonna do what we do. We're gonna put it out just so I'm able to push Black is art and also
appreciate
you
that, bro.
while I'm still, cause I don't wanna be
Yeah,
like, all right, yeah, we can do another time. And I'll be like, all right, bro, I'm done.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I
for
told you
sure.
from the get go, I gotta get you down. You gotta get you in the studio. You gotta get you,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? But yeah, man, make sure y'all tap in with my boy. He's doing wonderful things. And if you're a creator, entrepreneur, or if you feel like you can dedicate to the Black community from what you have established, please tap in with my boy. Tap in with
Tap
me.
in.
I direct you to him, whatever the case may be. Like he said, he's transitioning into long form content. So expect that as well too. Great things will be on the way. This is all coming from me, Trey of Truth.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to my boy Zach, man. I
Yes, sir.
appreciate you,
Most
man.
def. I appreciate y'all. God bless.
And y'all know how I am with the outro, man. Gone. Yes, sir.